Imagine this. You send her a message, something simple, maybe even thoughtful. You wait. 10 minutes pass. Then an hour. Eventually, a notification lights up your screen. It's just one word. K. No emotion, no warmth, just a digital shrug, and with it, your heart sinks. You replay the moment in your mind, wondering what you did wrong. You scroll through the conversation like it's a sacred text, trying to decipher her silence. Was the joke too dry? Was the timing off? Maybe you should have waited longer before replying. Meanwhile, she's out living her life. And you're here, caught in the invisible grip of uncertainty. It's not about the message itself. It's about what her indifference reflects back at you. And that's the cruel paradox. The more effort you put in, the less she responds. Why does it feel like the harder you try, the faster she pulls away? Here's the bitter truth most men don't see until it's too late. It's not the silence that ruins the connection. It's your reaction to it. You overcompensate. You double text. You try harder. You become predictable. You think being consistent, available, and clear will win her over. But in her eyes, it reads as neediness wrapped in politeness. The very things you believe show care and intention begin to scream one thing. He has nothing else going on. The mistake isn't texting. It's texting without tension, without mystery, without emotional pull. She doesn't ignore you because she's cruel. She does it because the story you're writing together has no suspense, no cliffhangers, no edge. But that ends now. Because when you understand how to use curiosity, anticipation, and genuine connection, everything changes. Let's start with the first shift, and it's more powerful than you think. Curiosity isn't just an emotion, it's a compulsion. The brain craves closure, and when it doesn't get it, it keeps spinning. That's the leverage point. That's where you gain control. Instead of texting, "How was your day?" try this. "Today was insane. Remind me to tell you later." Now she's not just reading your message, and she's leaning into it, wondering, imagining, or drop something like, "You just popped into my head for the strangest reason." And leave it there. Don't explain right away. Let her ask. Let her invest. This isn't manipulation. It's invitation. You're no longer trying to impress. You're pulling her into a story, a game, a world she wants to explore. Most men reveal too much too soon. But the man who leaves gaps, open spaces for her to fill, becomes unforgettable. So how do you master this subtle art? Let's dig deeper. Curiosity isn't created by answers. It's built through withholding them. You don't hand her the whole picture. You give her just enough to wonder. Imagine telling her, "You remind me of someone, but I can't decide if that's a good thing yet." It's not an insult. It's not praise. It's an unfinished thought. And it hooks her. You've created a gap, an emotional cliffhanger, and now she's trying to close it. When you reveal too much, too quickly, the story ends. But when you stagger the details, when you make her wait for the next piece, you turn a bland conversation into a living, breathing exchange. She's not just replying. She's thinking about it long after the message ends. That's the real difference between men who are forgotten and men who become a mystery she needs to solve. Next, we introduce a new force, anticipation. Anticipation is emotional gravity. It pulls her attention toward you, even when you're silent. Picture this. You send a message that says, "I've got something planned for Friday. You'll either love it or you'll question everything." No details, just a seed. And her mind runs wild. What is it? Is it romantic? Is it bold? Is it a challenge? The beauty lies in the unknown. You're not just texting, you're planting ideas. Tension, desire, a countdown in her mind. The mistake most men make, they give it all away too fast. No suspense, no edge. But when you master the slow burn, the subtle buildup, her curiosity turns into craving. She starts to imagine possibilities. She replays your words. She checks her phone not because she has to, but because she wants to. And it all begins with one skill, Knowing when not to say everything. Let's explore that next. Most men rush to fill silence, but the man who can hold it owns the room. When you don't immediately answer her question, or when you tease an idea but save the punchline, something strange happens. She leans in. She becomes the one chasing clarity, connection, closure. Send her a message like, "You'd be surprised what I noticed about you last time." Then pause. Let her imagination do the heavy lifting, because in that space of not knowing, desire is born. It's not about games, it's about emotional rhythm. You're creating highs and lows, tension and release. Every time you make her wait just a little longer, you're showing control, not of her, but of yourself. Stoic men understand this. Power isn't in saying more, it's in saying just enough. Next, we shift from mystery to meaning, the kind of words that touch her deeper than any flirtation ever could. Anyone can say you're beautiful. It's forgettable, common, expected. But when you look beyond her appearance, when you speak to who she is, that's when her guard lowers. Tell her, "I noticed how calm you stayed when everyone else was losing it." That kind of composure isn't easy to find. Suddenly, you're not just another guy chasing her. You're the one who sees her. Women hear flattery all the time. But recognition, real recognition, that's rare. You're not praising her to gain favor. You're reflecting back a truth she might not even know she needed to hear. A strength, a mindset, a moment that revealed her character. And because your words are precise, intentional, and rare, they land with force. They stay with her. They echo. Compliments like these aren't just attractive. They're disarming. They make her feel seen. But timing is everything. Let's get into that now. A compliment given at the wrong time is like a gift wrapped in silence. It falls flat, unnoticed. But say the right thing at the right moment, and it can shift everything. Imagine she opens up about a tough week. Instead of offering sympathy, you pause, then say, "The way you carry yourself through chaos, and that it's rare. There's strength in your stillness." That's not just a compliment, it's a mirror. And in that moment, she feels understood on a level most men never reach. The impact lies in two things: specificity and timing. You're not throwing praise in the dark. You're watching, listening, and striking when it matters most. She starts to crave your words, not because they flatter, but because they reveal. You're not just texting. You're awakening something in her, and grounding it in truth. Now let's bring it all together, with the mindset that makes it work. Real power isn't in chasing replies. It's in mastering yourself. The Stoic doesn't text to gain approval. He texts to express clarity, intention, and presence. Every word serves a purpose. Every message is sent from a place of calm control, not emotional hunger. You don't flood her with updates. You don't beg for attention. Instead, you send messages that pull, not push. Ones that awaken curiosity, stir anticipation, or strike with precision when the moment calls for it. You aren't here to perform. You're here to connect. Not by trying harder, but by feeling deeper. The Stoic man is detached from outcome, yet fully engaged in the process. And because he doesn't need her response, he often gets it. Why? Because silence isn't his enemy. It's his advantage. Now, the final shift, the one that turns texting into a weapon of emotional influence. When you text with intention, everything changes. You stop speaking just to be heard, and start crafting messages that leave a mark. No more empty, "Hey" texts. No more desperate check-ins. Instead, your words carry weight. Every message is either an invitation to wonder, a challenge to think, or a reflection that makes her feel seen in a world obsessed with surfaces. You've shifted the dynamic. You're not another man trying to prove his worth. You know your worth. And that quiet confidence bleeds through every message. She doesn't respond because she feels obligated. She responds because she's drawn in. The mature man understands this. The less you chase, the more magnetic you become. And when you master the art of solitude, when you're whole without needing her validation, you become untouchable, alone, but not lonely, silent, but not forgotten. Now she's wondering, who exactly are you becoming?